And we're live. There we go. Last time we did hung out with the guys, with the bros. Now it's time to hang out with these well, no, not bros, but the Sass trio, the Catboy. Honestly, Alpha Note's pretty base. He doesn't get it like a derogatory nickname. They really are like Redditor lineage. And I feel like most people don't even talk to the NPCs, which is fair because I really didn't. But considering that this is the new expansion and everything, I actually want to take my time more. Back to calling him Raha too. Even though she heard the like secretary call him Graha, she's 100% doing it on purpose. This is made by the Rogadins? I always thought it would be Ellison's. They have that god and Alpha Note in them are Amazons. And usually when you think of Rogadins, you think of like the warrior types, the big dudes. I probably missed once in Thavnir because I didn't pick up that blue quest. Crazy, that's how I leveled up. They were literally like, where do you go to work out? The library. Alright, we got a blue cover book and a well-worn manual. Check out the manual. Honestly, I was kind of an idiot at 20. I would probably go closer to now. Oh man, tone. So blue. Right, they did launch that. I'm guessing that's how we get to the moon. An alien ship, or maybe we build a new ship using alien technology. Nobody knew that one though. That the form was 99 people. Damn. Almost. That's true, like, whenever we get to adventurer parents, Oh shit, that's now Ovel Darnus, right? That's a 1.0 guy. Yeah, you're still in Kryl, still need to come. Oh, and Alpha Node. You should talk to Graha about it. He was there for 100 more years than us? Yeah, I think... Yeah, it stabilizes an aspect of ether. They weren't... I don't know if they're primals. Everything went at once. What? I don't remember that. It's been a while though. It seemed like everything was panicking when we did the Amaro dungeon. I mean, those monsters in the final days were more experiments than stuff. And now that we know that Van Daniel is Amon was like chief experimenter, it could be that he's literally recreating final day experiments. That's true. Though I feel like if you're an Archon, you should get more leeway. Especially for someone like Kryl, who is in Sharlayan this whole time. I would think the order would go like Citizen, Scholar, Archon, Forum Member, Head Speaker. Just at a random guess. Useless things. Do they even know? I mean, there's no tower anywhere. So they're not threatened at all. I don't know how you consider it a rumor. I don't know how you're a scholar and Fortuno must have passed one on his way. I mean, actually, I don't think they have beast tribes here. I mean, even still, you would have to know the going-ons of the world. They don't even know what's going on. They're the dumbest smart people out there. Actually, I don't even know if they're too smart. Like, Garlemald, in terms of technology, absolutely crushes them. supposed to remember that? I thought it was... It's gonna go in order. Okay. They're just historians, I think. That don't do anything. Oh, so they do have like a paper. There's literally giant, like, death lasers in the sky. I don't know how... Wait. I actually know this one because I remember that it was a Midlander who wanted the lobster, right? Okay, maybe I was wrong. Yeah, like, it affects you guys too. Thank you. There's gotta be someone here that studies things like primals or the moon or anything relevant. I guess they're propagandized by the forum. Like, this is when we're gonna find out half their library is just like propaganda and lies. That everyone needs to relearn everything after a current event passed.
When our father disowned us, I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
Yeah, she took it
It
way
wasn't
harder
until
than
much
Alfie.
later that his words began to sink in, that I began to feel the weight of what it meant. Do you remember when the decision was made to come to Sharlayan? Graham said that the Forum was determined to keep us in the dark, and that Father's venomous performance was part of that strategy, to keep us at arm's length.
I don't know about that one.
Father argued with Grandfather on many occasions, but never with such dismissive contempt. And when he demanded what justifies the sacrifices we make in war, I honestly didn't know what to say. Neither did Alpha know, I know, but never for one moment did I believe we had made the wrong choice. So all I could do was fume silently. It was only afterwards that I realized how childish I had been, how being stubborn and self-righteous must run in the family.
No, you
If I
made
could
the
have just
right
mustered
choice.
a
We
civil
saved a whole
response, then things might have
dimension.
turned out differently.
Then Heavensward, we saved us the whole world again. Stormblood, we liberated a whole country. We liberated two
They must be
whole
ferrying
countries.
goods to Labyrinthos. A vast complex beneath the island. Sharlayan is famous for archiving knowledge from around the world. Well, that knowledge is not preserved exclusively in dusty tomes and desiccated samples.
They just take shit.
Our living library, comprised of all manner of flora and fauna, is housed and studied within that underground facility. Still, that did seem to be an unusually large shipment. When I lived here, it was rare to even see such cargo transported by boat. Wait! Didn't you hear something in the last stand about the gleaners coming and going more than usual? Well, I think they're the ones we saw manning those boats. And gleaners answer to the Forum. If the appearance of the Telophoroi prompted this sudden burst of activity, then Labyrinthos may hold a clue as to what the Forum is planning.
Shit, we're gonna get a dungeon then. Actually, we're probably not gonna beat up a bunch of scholars first thing. We might. We're gonna break in somewhere immediately. We've been here for 3 days. In lore, probably less. Yeah, and if I chose to do this, it would be immediately after landing. Yeah, I should probably ask them why they're so sure these giant death towers aren't gonna kill us all. You know, is it like a menagerie? Everyone's just letting her get away with it? No one's saying anything? running circles around you, I would say. Base walking speed. I am like twice as tall as you. That river. Could be like there? Exit. Is there a chocobo porter here? Like, where do you even go? Yeah. I guess it would take you down into the, like, mountains.
Deep beneath the scholar's city shines a false sun within a fabricated sky. In any age exist those who consider the floor an extension of their bookshelves, and this vault's architects surely belonged to that special breed. If the stack grows too high, start a new one. If no room remains, then make more rooms. A simple solution at first, and then bit by bit, a profound transformation. Knowledge buried beneath knowledge, a growing, creeping labyrinth from which there is no escape.
Yeah, this is like Amaro vibes. Instead of underwater, it's underground. There's Undertale home.
Not what you expected. I must admit, the artifice is very
spoilers,
convincing.
I would go look up this track.
But I assure you that we are beneath Sharlayan itself.
The Undertale track
The
and just
breeze
play
you
them
feel,
back
the
to
flowing
back.
waters you hear, all created by the hand of man.
The island is volcanic, you see, and once upon a time this great hollow must have been a reservoir for magma. It was discovered some 400 years ago, at which point it was repurposed as a storage facility for scrolls and samples and such. Renovations have continued, with nigh on no interruption to this day, with the lower levels still undergoing expansion.
Aren't those people gleaners?
Aye, judging by their dress. They are said to work alone as a rule.
This is the first
but
time
it would seem that rule is being enthusiastically
the
broken
Era
today.
are a part of the world.
It may be as you suspected, that they are
thinking they
engaged in a
might
task
be
apart from the norm.
an exclusively Norvrant thing.
Let's spread out and get some answers then.
Actually, no, we saw Fran in the Evil East raid, so they are canon here. Hrothgar, though.
Did you call to me just now? No. How odd. I must be a bit dizzy from the descent. I'll be fine, I'm sure. Let's get to work, shall we?
Did you have an echo? This is the first time I think we've seen someone else get an echo flash, if that was one. Wow, this place is huge. Hope you're not hauling fauna. These boxes do not have air holes in them. I don't know. Maybe they're farming here? I understand bringing them in to have things to study, but I guess they are like farmers here too. Ether currents here. Gently, I mean, I think the only marmots are like level 1 in Gridania. If I went to punch one, it would just explode into a mist. You guys keep just wild trolls out here. Not locked up at all. I could have gotten that. It was right there. There he is. Get sacked. Are you kidding me? Just heading that way anyway to get the current. Up there? Guarded by 2 trolls. Got nowhere to run now. That's what I figured. Yes, they are like cultivating and farming this. I don't know why they're letting level 80 trolls just roam around. Like, they could just go for a short walk and wreck this whole place up. Oh, there we go. That's an official echo. You're keeping it away from us. Directly south from here. Different track it's playing now to this day. That is a really cool thing. I wonder what... Like, they just said it was an artificial sun, but... It seems really hard to put together. I've almost got all the new gear. Means shit might converge soon. I think they would connect this with the library up top. Peaceful guys. Come back. Oh. I guess word is spread to not associate with us. While we're here, let's blend in with the locals. You got a pretty cool set. Indians are so much smaller. Oh, it's the marmot dude. Make sure it had green feathers. Green feathers, that's what we know. Bird. Large beak. Man. It's a hornbill. Oh, it calls too. This one whacks. Coos. Gotcha.
Fair shot.
Oh, you have a voice. I didn't expect that.
Nicely done. Let me truss this one up and I'll make my way over to you.
So, you might be a person of importance if you take me down on the lift.
There you are. Any new revelations?
So you met with that gleaner again, this time to capture a hornbill. I understand catching and bringing in creatures from the outside, but what's the point of chasing after ones already
What I've been
here?
saying.
Oh, it's a simple thing, really.
Unless you're going for food or...
Occasionally, we remove specimens no longer needed for study, or those we've had difficulty raising. But we can't simply turn them loose. Safely returning such creatures to their native habitats is another facet of a cleaner's duties.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But not in this case, I'm afraid. I've been asked to bring the bird below.
The restricted section in the lower levels of Labyrinthos. Open only to a select few researchers handpicked by the Forum. The projects down there are the subject of rumor and hearsay. Forbidden magics. Advanced technologies that can never be allowed to fall into outside hands. Even Archons are not privy to the truth. Those who are, the researchers involved in this secretive work, are not permitted to walk freely in the city, and are instead required to live in isolated quarters.
What could a facility subject to such strict security protocols possibly need with a hornbill? An experiment?
Possibly. I wasn't afforded an explanation. But judging by the requisition list given to me and my colleagues, I doubt it's for any kind of advanced research. I'd be more inclined to believe we were making preparations to migrate to the south. Mericidia or thereabouts.
What? Why would you say that?
Much of the flora and fauna we were asked to procure could serve as reliable sources of sustenance. They're comparatively hardy species, too, able to endure harsh climates. And among them are specimens known to be effective in improving soil quality and
So they might
purifying
move
water.
everything again?
When you put it that way, migration does sound like a reasonable assumption.
That's all it is, though. An assumption. Through our tasks, we gleaners glimpse only bits and pieces of the Forum's plans. Our prime concern is that our requisitions, be they living or otherwise, are properly preserved for the knowledge of future
Maybe
generations.
they're the ones who just plan on piecing out of the
Now,
Earth
I
and
really must be
going
going.
to terraform the moon.
I regret that I cannot reward you as you deserve.
They got an artificial environment here.
Perhaps you might
Researching
reward us after a
alien
fashion.
technology to go
It
to
is
space.
imperative that we reach the lower levels.
They're not concerned with the
And
whole
seeing
world
as you are
dying.
already set to descend with your assigned cargo, mayhap we could accompany you as your assistants.
I'm afraid that won't be possible. Once the animals have been prepared for transport, we send them down separately via the lift. I will, of course, follow after to make my report, but I can hardly pass you off as porters when there's nothing left to carry.
Indeed. Pray forget I said anything.
How do you feel about climbing? If you've strength and the courage to brave it, then there is another way down.
This guy's
This
like,
path leads to the 33rd
just like,
facet,
yeah.
a
Did
mine
you know
shaft
that
excavated during
open
one of our
spot in the
expansions
fence at
of
Area
Labyrinthos.
51? This guy would
While I cannot
100%
guarantee
get
that the passage
fired.
is safe to traverse, it should provide access to the medial circuit below.
I never even knew such a place existed. Thank you. This is the perfect solution.
You're quite welcome, but consider yourselves warned. If the going proves too treacherous, you do well to turn back. I bid you good day.
Well, turning back is hardly an option, not when we've come this far. Let's go and take a look at this mine shaft.
We're not going in the right direction for that current. So just completely missed that whole zone. I prefer it off. There's a lot of unique overworld enemies now. I thought they were just like the mushroom guys, but they're actually unique things. I said climbing, but this is more like walking. Like when I think of climbing, I think like rock wall climbing or like off a cliff. This is more like hiking, I guess you could say. area is huge. Three ether crystals. Has any other place had 3 before? Rip the grapes. The grape crystals. I honestly really like those old ones, and I think most people did too. But I get the developers wanting nicer looking ones to fit more into the aesthetic. And I'm sure there's another low poly model somewhere here. Like, this zone is massive, so they're probably concerned about that early on. As much as I like low poly art, it's not really the aesthetic that FF14 is going for. Well, they should have kept it in, because it looked really cool. Pretty chill for the people who are on the restricted middle floor. Here? Yeah. Somewhere. Go back up. I was supposed to go to Thavnir first because these guys are level 81. I remember there being like 81 level enemies in Thavnir.
Hard to look away, isn't it? But they're more than pretty flowers. Heart blooms are attuned to ambient emotion.
Yeah, that's the look I would give too.
You don't seem convinced, but believe me, it's true. This ashen grey, for instance, it mirrors the anxiety and urgency of those working nearby as they rush to fulfill sudden orders. Intense feelings like those spur the petals to change colour. Bright glowing hues in the presence of joy, dark subdued shades for frustration or despair.
What is it gonna
Yet
lead
even with the collected wisdom of Sharlayan at our disposal,
to really
we've yet
keen
to
on
identify
where these
the
flowers
underlying
change
principle
color?
of this empathic effect. And there are other mysteries besides. Although the flower is extraordinarily long-lived, its low reproductive rate has made it difficult to find younger populations growing in the wild. With
Is it
too
the
few
first time
sightings to map its distribution,
a
no
rose
closely
bell
related
is given
species
a
to track,
speaking role?
we've been unable to pinpoint its land of origin.
No, Biggs.
To further complicate matters, every culture, even dimly aware of its existence, has given it a different name and mythos. Our attempts to study it via the historical record have been an exercise in frustration. As an avid botanist myself, I should one day like to unravel the Heartbloom's secrets. But I'm afraid other duties must take precedence. I will leave you to your thoughts.
Yeah, that was just setting up for a scene
Have you
to come
learned aught
later
of
on,
interest?
where those are gonna change color. Or maybe there is a thing with these
A
flowers.
flower that reacts to one's feelings. Strange. I must say, I have never heard of such a thing.
Maybe we'll use them for something.
This is all very fascinating. But as it stands, we fail to gain any significant insight into the Forum's undertaking.
Ryle seems surprised by it.
Indeed. While there is certainly enough activity to support Erenville's supposition that a priority has been placed on improving food production, unfortunately for our investigation, these workers were never informed as to how their duties serve the master plan.
If only we could interrogate the Forum members directly.
And unless he's gonna get her new drip. And Alfie to become the sage.
Isn't that the entrance to the Arcane?
I think only those two got new outfits.
Look, there. I think that's Erenville.
A little difficult to tell from here, but I think you're right. He did say he was coming down to make his report.
Erenville receives his orders from the Forum. Would it not follow, then, that the superior to whom he reports is a Forum member? or at least a close associate.
Do you mean to eavesdrop on their conversation? What of the risks?
I mean, we're already illegally
Ours
here.
alone to bear. We won't interfere with Erenville's work, nor will he be implicated as an accomplice. If you're not comfortable taking part, I can do this alone.
Nay. I said myself that I wished to know Father's intentions. And no answers will be forthcoming should we simply ask nicely.
We can apologize later, should it come to it. Right now, we need every crumb of information we can get our hands on. Consequences be damned.
It might be best if you came along as well. In fact, we should all...
He's really into those flowers.
Crier?
Oh, yes. That certainly sounds like
What's
a
going on
plan.
with you?
I'm glad you agree.
Quickly! Erenville is on the move. We need to get closer before we lose him.
Almost. I can almost reach you.
Is Galuf gonna come in somehow? You good? This is good. Man, we're massive. Like, we're almost the size of Kryal. Damn. We got a time limit there. Oh, it's literally 30 minutes. Alfie Totem, Alley Toad. Yeah, I don't know why we would need to expand the time. I like how I still have my toad minion. The toad ASMR. This must have been fun on expansion release. Just imagine going through this area not having done the MSQ and just seeing a bunch of toads hopping here. Cause I imagine you had this form in the overworld. Oh my god, please no. I don't know why they gave me this huge area. Yo, Warrior of Light Cannon voice line.
I trust you will find your compensation to be more than satisfactory. We wish to make clear that we are pleased with the efficiency and thoroughness of your work. So much so that we have come bearing new tasks in need of your competent hand.
Another lengthy list. If I may speak frankly, the Gleaners have been pushed to the point of collapse by your unending demands. We are not familiars to be exploited. We are Sharlayan scholars, and we deserve an explanation for this unseemly treatment.
Yeah, they're
What
panicking.
warrants such urgency?
In an age long past, Sharlayan was charged with a momentous duty. And now that word of the final days hangs heavy in the air, the time has come for us to fulfill that charge. I can say no more, but I promise you this. All will be revealed in due course. And when it has, you will understand that your toil was in service to the greatest good.
Charged you is the question. And also, you're just openly talking about the
Then
final
I will
days
do your
now.
bidding. For now. But unless you wish the Gleaners
Really
to rise up in
spooked.
protest, I advise you to offer tangible improvements for our working conditions. Your promised revelation does nothing to address present circumstances.
A fair point. Your concerns will be conveyed to the Forum.
I hope that was informative. You may consider my debt to you repaid in full. While I do have my reservations about the Forum, I want to believe that they have our best interests at heart.
Now, they, you know.
Which is why I'm reassured that you're busy sniffing out the truth of things. We can ill afford
not
to
even the
place
same
all our
number.
eggs in one
If it
basket,
was
this master
5
plan of theirs,
toads?
without first understanding the risks involved.
Though maybe he'll know, like, oh, toads aren't in this area.
Wait! How did you know it was us?
Oh, there we go.
If you mean to impersonate a toad, try studying the real thing. And don't try to fool an expert.
Yeah, he's like a... What is it? I'm an anthropologist. biologist, I guess? Animal biologist. He knows his stuff. Yeah, I mean, we were also huge toads. Almost the size of a lalafell. Also, kind of on us to be 3 toads, all in a line, facing the same way. Just right next to the pack. Is there a current around here? Southwest. Buildings. Might come back later. Oh wait, I can go on top from there. I actually didn't go very far at all. Yeah, that's the entrance. I have to find these flowers again. Now, that path? else you need to pick up? Oh, it's a lookout spot up there. This is probably an Ether quest. Yep. So far away. But returning it will probably return us here. So, might as well do this now. Want the smoke? Back up there. I might as well go find Cryo. Actually, once again, gonna need to return it in there, so. Yeah, let's not waste time. Like, I know it's right there, but it's like a hunter kill. I just don't want to deal with it. Like, on stream, you know. I really hope we're having to turn this back in here, because that would not be good. If I needed to walk all the way back there, though it is pretty short from this aetheryte. I thought this was a troll. It's a baby troll.
Probably got a minion of it.
They can talk? Like, I just killed 2 elder trolls. I didn't know they were sentient. I guess Echo? Now, have we been able to talk to other animals? It's getting stronger. Thinking about it, I wonder if any Sharlayan people have the echo. How much being able to go see history firsthand. Maybe what we know with the echo are me, Trial, are involved. I'm surprised they haven't tried making a making an artificial echo like Garlemald. That seems like it would be really useful. she's up there. I think I have to go. Yeah, I have to go back around. Yeah, I need to know what your deal is.
For you. The spell will keep it from wilting. She said you would need it for the journey ahead.
Oh, so you were talking to Mommy about it?
Will you speak with her now? I cannot hope to match Minfilia's clarity, of course, but...
Thank you. Do not worry. She has lent me her body for only a moment. Just as I could not save the first from the flood of light, it has become arduous for me to interact with the physical world without assistance. Though I might converse with you for a time, the incorporeal form I assumed on the ship would be incapable of casting even the simplest enchantment. It is in the depths of the ethereal sea, the place to which all life returns, where my influence is greatest. After Minfilia's sacrifice on the first, it was to the sea, here in the source, where I ferried her soul. I wished that gentle spirit to find rest in the world she loved so well. Her, and another who may yet have a part to play,
What does every
though that will depend on you.
reflection have its own sea?
Take the flower, walk free, for you are free to go where you wish, to believe what you will. That blue will be your guide, test and proof of your conviction. In darkness, seek joy. Surrender not to sadness, and see beyond despair. Walk free, and bear the light for others to follow. Together, raise it aloft and let it shine, till the end, blinding and radiant.
You wanted to talk to me about?
That was all too
That
brief.
didn't seem too
Already
important.
she seems so far away. My apologies if I startled you. Ever since we began our descent into Labyrinthos, I had sensed another's will, straining to reach out. Even with my particular talents, though, I was unable to make a connection at first, so weak and tenuous it was. Once I took hold of that wispy thread, imagine my surprise to discover it was Heidelin herself. Needless to say, it seemed wise to learn what we could before letting go. Her answers were more cryptic than I would have liked.
Usual.
But at least she left us with a guide of sorts. That unusual flower. Yes, we are definitely making progress.
You can't be serious! We've done nothing wrong!
Master Fortuno, what business has the Forum with us?
Obstruction and suppression, apparently.
Mistress Baldessian, our records show you facilitated the Scions' entrance into Sharlayan by claiming them as assistants for your organization. We are aware of your investigations. After alerting the major institutions to the presence of potential troublemakers, we received word from an Archean custodian. A group operating under the auspices of the students, skulking about Labyrinthos and engaging in clandestine behavior.
Clandestine? We may not have entered Sharlayan as Scions, but we did naught to conceal our identities.
Hello, Malfi.
Our only purpose in this city is
you,
to seek
Dad.
the truth. I can think of no reason why our actions should warrant the Forum's intervention.
Yo, read it off.
'Tis not our way to discourage the pursuit of knowledge, but the timing of such pursuits must be considered, not to mention their potential impact. With the world in chaos, we, the true caretakers of wisdom, have committed ourselves to an
Ben
undertaking
Shapiro.
that demands the utmost discretion. And we will not risk its success by turning a blind eye to disruptive foreign elements in our midst.
Everyone here is, except for me, is a native Sharlayan.
What then is to be our fate? Will you put us on a ship back to Eorzea?
The Forum will convene to examine your case. The results of said inquiry will determine your future in this city. As for your absent companion, he has already been detained.
Why?
Grah! But why? Is reading a crime now,
He is
too?
a student of Baldessian.
Reading is encouraged, celebrated even. Not, however, of the volumes shelved in the restricted section of the library.
Refusing to comply will only make matters worse. Let us instead treat this as an opportunity to open a dialogue with the Forum.
Silence is often one's best defense. I would advise against prolonging the proceedings with frivolous discourse.
Talking a lot for someone who thinks that silence
But enough.
is the best defense.
This is not the place for debate. The rostra await.
Also, I don't think these guys have a military at all. Like, do they have guards? I don't think I've seen any. Anything on like a chair or anything?
Forgive me. I was careless.
Fuck everything up, girl. Hi,
We would have
swear
been
to God.
detained regardless. This way, at least, we managed to stay together. I trust your time within the Forbidden Archives was well spent.
Could have gotten something. Yeah, that's my boy.
The forum will come to order. This inquiry is now in session. As Speaker-elect, I will be presiding over the day's proceedings. Master Fortuner, would you be so kind as to restate the matter which compelled you to summon your colleagues with such urgency?
As you are all aware, we recently denied Eorzea's request for Sharlayan assistance. Since then, certain individuals dissatisfied with our decision have taken it upon themselves to interfere with our work.
What work?
They entered our nation masquerading as associates of the students of Baldessian. But these malcontents are better known as the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. These militants wield influence with both the Eorzean and Eastern alliances, and are inextricably involved with the crises presently afflicting the world at large. Loose in our city, these warmongers sought to meddle with and expose matters of state secret. What are they, if not a dire threat to be expelled?
Alfie, you're up.
You have tarnished the good name of the students. Galuf would be ashamed.
You're gonna get slapped. I'm gonna remember you. Purple hair.
Galuf Baldessian was never one to forsake his fellow man. Even if this nation closed every door and retreated from the world, he would have found a way to help the Scions, help every soul of this star fight back against the coming doom.
A terrible enemy stands poised to lay waste to all we hold dear. In the face of such madness, Eorzea reached out to Sharlayan, a respected ally, in the hopes of forming a united front. Was your curt dismissal truly the best you could offer? Or are you so preoccupied with your momentous duty of an age-long past that even the end of the world is unworthy of your attention?
You gotta stick with the facts. You gotta put in Alfie. Alfie's the only one who can
Whence
warrior
came
up
this
here.
revelation?
From the mouth of a forum member within fortuitous earshot.
No, you should just say that.
Then it seems your findings support my own.
If we make them think that there's like a traitor, that could be fucking huge.
The reason I visited the restricted shelves was to study records of the Forum's policy-making process, to better understand the historical trends underlying their most major decisions. At first glance, the positions of neutrality in war and the accumulation of knowledge above all else appear constant and consistent, the unchanging pillars of Sharlayan society. And once upon a time, I might have left it at that. These days, however, I am more attuned to the subtleties of governance, and so I noticed something...
The leader of a whole...
odd.
City for a century.
From a particular point in time, the purpose of these policies shifted.
How long?
No longer was knowledge preserved for the benefit of society. Rather, society was to be gradually reshaped to ensure the preservation of knowledge. The most conspicuous and telling change was the one which befell Labyrinthos. Once little more than an oversized storehouse, an enormous allocation of funds saw it transformed into an advanced research and archival facility.
Oh, this, yeah. Maybe I was right, and they are...
I also discovered a fascinating account on the finances of our Dravanian colony. The settlement attracted students from far and wide, and the connections and tuition fees thus acquired were funneled into further improvements for the archives.
They just used it for profit.
Now, there is no
why they
question that
gave
our
it up so
nation's
quick.
progress is tied to the acquisition of wisdom. Nevertheless, the vast resources diverted for this purpose borders on the obscene. But returning to the matter of when, our change in course appears to have been made some 270 years ago.
The very same period when Sharlayan scholars in the hinterlands began a formal study of the ethereal sea. You found something, did you not? And whatever it was, gave rise to your oh-so-important duty.
Find the Zodiac?
Mind your tongue, Archon. If you had seen...
Yes. We are bound by a duty we cannot ignore. Knowing this, what would you have us do? Abandon our vital work and join you on the field of battle? We will never choose the way of the sword.
You're better than us.
We will fulfill our mission, not through strife and bloodshed, but survival.
It was so important.
Come what may, we shall live on. We must.
Do as you must, then. But we Scions will fight until the heavens fall, until our last breath.
Such misguided zeal.
Alfie, you've been silent this whole time.
Father, Master Fortuno. I fail to understand the stance you have elected to take. But by the same token, I have yet to find a compelling argument to counter the challenge you put to us in Gridania. Still, in the midst of my uncertainty, I must trust in myself to do what is right, as others have chosen to trust in me. So I will continue, as I always have, weighing the consequences of my every action, and allowing my hope for the future to inform my decisions.
That's quite enough. Have you all forgotten the reason for this assembly?
Damn,
Scholar Monteshane. He's the head of the studium and an old friend of my grandfather's.
Okay, he might be cool.
Honestly, every discussion devolves into some interminable debate. Terrible habit. Let's return to the topic at hand, By their own admission, these Scions have resolved to fight alongside the Eorzean nations against the doom which swift approaches. But there exists no evidence of an attempt to incite our citizens to do the same. Furthermore, while our decision may well have been the correct one, we cannot simply bull our way through these disagreements without inviting doubts or objections. Put yourselves in their place. Who among you would leave a tome unopened if an elder forbid you read it with no reason given? No. If we're to quell further discontent, then we must conclude this matter with a fair and even hand.
This guy looks weirdly human. Like, he doesn't look like other Elysian at all. Maybe it's because he's older?
Order! We will have order!
Master Monteshane raises some valid points. Keeping such concerns in mind, I propose we enforce the following measures. Until further notice, the the students of Baldessian are to cease any and all activities within the domain of Sharlayan. You will also refrain from any further investigation into the Forum's decisions and duties.
But
Failure to comply
why?
with these
The guy was saying
restrictions will
without
result in the
reason,
immediate
give me a
expulsion
reason.
of your Scion associates. Let us put this judgment to a vote. All in favor, raise your hand.
We got some real ones out there. And this must
I
be
count
one.
51 for and 48 against. The proposal is passed. Students, Scions, you have heard the Forum's judgment. Pray abide by it, or face the consequences.
What consequences do you have? You don't have a military.
Honored members, I thank you for your time. This inquiry is concluded.
Oh. I thought you were... I didn't know you were even in the picture. I mean, he disowned us. You might want to get on that. Oh, I will fuck your wife, or Chanel. Ban the kids from your house. I don't know what this man did. It seems like he's just the worst. I mean, the fact that he fucks is already a bit much for me to even conceive of.
Welcome home, my lady.
No wonder you kids were brought up spoiled.
What? What are you gawping at? I'll have you know I'm quite fond of the Rising Stones.
Lord Fortuneau is not to hear of this visit. And I should also like the children to have their gifts, ere my husband makes his return.
As you wish, my lady.
Master Alphino, Mistress Alice, if you'd accompany me upstairs.
We shan't be long.
The twins have been sending letters home from time to time, recounting their latest adventures. I am sure they withhold certain details, of course, if only to keep me from worrying. Yet a mother worries all the same. In the early days especially, I tried to support them as best I could, sending the Scion's coin and other such donations.
What's going on?
Fortunately, they have found the strength to overcome adversity time and time again. Their words grow more confident with every letter, their depictions more vivid. The triumphs and defeats, the joys and sorrows. It is clear that they have come to find value in every experience. But of those they treasure most, it would seem that meeting you might be the most impactful. Why, since that fateful day, I do believe there has not been a single missive in which you were not mentioned by name. It is plain they care for you, and I am glad they have such a steadfast companion watching over them. Under normal circumstances, I would offer you tea, but alas, these are anything but. In any event, why don't you keep me company whilst we await my children's return? Perhaps you might regale me with a tale or two of your exploits.
I don't know why people get huge houses like these. It just seems like a pain to live in. Oh,
When you
this is when they
mentioned
get
gifts, I wasn't sure what to expect.
new drip.
Mother, I...
Oh, look how well it fits you. And the style is to
sweet.
your liking?
It's perfect. Exactly what I would have chosen. But please, tell me you had something different made for Alphino.
She was complaining in
Naturally.
Shadowbringers.
You are hardly little children anymore. And while I shall miss dressing you in those precious matching outfits, I must respect the individuals you have grown to become.
funny.
See for yourself.
Thank you for the splendid clothes, Mother. Stylish, comfortable, and eminently practical.
I am so glad you like them. They are, however, missing one final touch.
If you'd allow me, Master Alphino.
Can I get siege weapons here? Damn.
Wait. Are these...
A sage's tools of the trade. They belonged to your father. Though he may as well be chained to his desk these days, as a student he was often called upon to venture into the field. He wielded those armaments, both to heal and to harm in no few battles. None so fierce as those you two have braved, perhaps, but battles nonetheless. Thus did I pull them out of storage, to show you that he was not always the man who stands in vehement opposition to you now. And also because it would be a terrible waste of ridiculously expensive House Leveilleur commissioned artistry. I am told these devices are quite difficult to master. But someone of your extensive experience should soon have them darting about with grace and aplomb. May the wisdom in that crystal serve you well. And please, try to find common ground with your father, that you might come and go without need for this awful subterfuge.
We will, Mother. I promise.
My final gifts to you, before you run off, are an observation and a suggestion. Firstly, Fortuno has ever been a serious man, but it was only after you were born that he truly lost himself in his work. I may not know the Forum's inner workings, but I know your father's. The timing of that change in him holds some significance.
Wanted to get away from his kids.
Secondly, do not seek to best your father with words. Far better that you simply show him. Let him discover the merit of your actions, after they cannot be undone.
Oh, Mother.
We shall take your wisdom to heart. Thank you again for these gifts, and farewell for now.
Safe travels, my children. Eat well, stay warm, and keep your friends close.
This is the end the Sharlayan quest. Whoa. Now what that is, that flickering.
Your time in Thavner has certainly been eventful. In my opinion, carrying out Vitra's request and assaulting the Tower of Zot should be our highest priority.
I agree. While I still have questions concerning the Forum and their grand undertaking, we have all but exhausted our avenues of investigation. Simply pressing them any harder on the subject will almost certainly result in our expulsion. Therefore, I suggest we explore the ethereal sea connection by way of a letter to Master Matoya, then make our way to Thavner.
I wonder, even with the protection these talismans afford us, what can we hope to achieve once inside the tower? According to Orenvold and Fudola's report, they were unable to free the Emolja. Worse, their attempts triggered the tower's defenses, which led to a summoning of Luna Ifrit.
What does it tell us that the Spires even have such defenses? Simply pulling a prisoner from the wall is fatal, thus the direct approach is doomed to failure from the outset. Any further measures to dissuade such actions seem unnecessary. Unless, of course, there is a way to free the prisoners without killing them. Then it stands to reason that any intruders will be met with overwhelming force.
The towers appeared throughout the world in but the twinkling of an eye. 'Twas by magical means these structures were raised, I surmise.
Quite a big assumption there.
The spire thus conjured must needs be maintained. And I suspect an arcane catalyst, some manner of core, doth lie hidden within.
All the people in the towers.
Destroy the core, and the tower ceases to be, thus liberating the captives without harm.
So we can hope. And I would prefer to enter the tower with a working theory than with no plan at all.
Oh, we're good guys, but...
Assuming Ishtola's reasoning is
like
correct,
Xenos
the
or-
chances of the defenses remaining dormant are small to none. Any pride will have to be dealt with, and defeating one will likely only lead to the summoning of another. Our every victory will only compound the prisoner's suffering.
Doing that.
May we not then divide our forces? Those proficient in healing will focus on sustaining the captives. That duty can be covered by Urianger, Cryon, Yostola, and myself. The remaining Scions will proceed with the search for the core. Admittedly, this strategy puts both parties at greater risk, but it should bolster our chances of saving the Arcosodra by a considerable margin.
Sure, also, I will say it's a red mage. Yeah.
If you're to fight primals, then you'd best have at least one healer with you.
And I am more than happy to fulfill that role. I found wielding a sage's armaments to be rather intuitive, and look forward to testing them against a more challenging foe.
It seems we have a plan. All that remains is to carry it out. I will inform Rads at Han of our movements, so let us make our preparations and regroup near the tower.
The military post in what's left of the Hamsa hatchery should serve as a convenient staging.
Another scene of
That sounds perfect.
everyone else
And
having to do
remember, the experimental etherite at the confluence is there for those who need it, so there's no excuse for being late.
Yeah, they have to go and take on the ether sickness. Correctly, he can, yeah, go straight from there. So we don't have to pay that guild. That would have been a bit too annoying if they kept the ether sickness. I think we could take a chocobo porter the rest of the way. I think they're faster. Into the hatchery. Nope. Take the little fruit and crush it in their tail thing. Cool, and they water themselves with it. Huh. I like that. It's a neat little detail. Stuff like that makes the world feel real. first dungeon. Let's go. Eight minutes. Yeah. Since then use trust.
Right then.
Oh, they have voice clips.
Let's give it our all.
My turn! 'Twould be a pleasure as always.
Right
They
then.
had that before. It'll probably take longer, and I won't get as good gear. I just don't want to be sitting waiting for, you know. This is waiting for the duty finder to pop. Also, we get little violence snippets, which I like. show up in the regular duty finder. Fighting the Mega Sisters separate. Maybe we'll fight them separately and then... Hey, I guess I'm starting then. Other enemies going to trust is that I'll have to feel bad about fucking up. something that I do think is bad about this game is that there's not little opportunities to learn. When you're leveling up a class, what you most of the end game content that you're gonna do is fighting bosses like this, and leveling is first you do House of the Dead, which you just rip right through. Then you mostly do dungeons. Prepare yourself. Dungeon bosses are not. They're not hard. Don't do it. If you're putting out mutations for one, you're kind of kidding yourself. If you think you're actually going to be able to do it. The way that you have to dodge stuff with the bosses. It's really more about like, okay, I have this. Whoops. I have this. But that, like, despite how long it is, it's pretty simple. They can fight really quickly. Even still, you're not gonna get all of that perfect. You're in a dungeon. I just want many more resources than maybe always a fucking class. I just like having my character use their fist. you're shanking it, you could probably just execute it. Considering it's pretty much fucking new for this one. That would probably I look down to shit. That's the time that I fuck up. Shit, that's control. Okay. She would just give me what I need. No one in this party is gonna get these. We need one piece of armor. I've never seen this before. I've never seen something happen like that. Maybe next one I'll actually wait for it. Is it like a remix of the I don't think this one is very personal. There's like a more personal dungeon. Maybe I'll think. Yo! What happened? one down. Just one down. That was wild. Yeah, I don't know if I could have done that without trust. I would have 100% died when the shit was popping off.
Is everyone all right?
We fortified the captives with what magics we could. Have the defenses been disabled? All appears quiet for the moment.
The lower floors were disturbing enough, but this place feels wrong. The ether is heavy and thick, like wading through a quagmire.
I believe we stand in the tower's beating heart. What sayest thou, Sharlayan?
I see it. Ether siphoned from the land runs up through the spire, flowing to a single point. This is the core we seek. Yet something is off. As large as this structure is, it siphons far more ether than is required to sustain it. 'Tis as if the core is feeding on the energy, consuming it. I need to take a closer look.
Didn't it just disappear?
Curious. There is something there embedded inside the core. A man's limb.
This is what we came to destroy?
Yes, if you would be so kind.
Maybe it's an original part of Amon. I'm really shocked by that. Of it just being a limb of a person.
And that should be the end of it.
What now?
What
My
exilium
theory
pieces
that
are
the
there?
tower might come crashing down following the core's destruction doth appear to be correct.
Bully for you! And how are we supposed to survive the fall?
Teleport?
What of the prisoners below?
The floor beneath our very feet dissolves. Brace yourselves!
I pray I'm not too late.
He's a dragon. He's used to the heights. He got everyone too? We probably should have primed him on that. That's really on Urianger.
Oh, what happened? Where are we?
Yeah, I don't even think Astinia and Kryl know what Graha can do.
By my reckoning, we're still on the island where the tower stood. But 'tis as if it never existed. Hardly a scratch. But how?
Graha wove a levitation spell at the last moment. Large enough to catch everyone, it would seem.
Like there's way more elephants in there.
That explains the lack of obvious injuries.
The expenditure of so much ether has taken its toll. He will need plenty of rest, but should otherwise be none the worse for wear.
Then the immediate problem is what to do with our new friends here. They'll be much changed for their time in the tower. Even if their bodies are intact, I doubt we could say the same for their minds.
Angelo and I will take care of that.
I have every faith in you, Alize, but there are just too many for you to treat alone.
We'll send at once to Eorzea for more porksies, and call on the local mages to lend a hand.
Hail, Scions! We were watching the tower when it simply disappeared. What happened here?
The threat is banished, and thy people delivered. They are, however, in need of treatment, and we of a secure locale and helping hands to assist us in its provision.
You shall have all this and more. Come, let us convey these unfortunate souls to the city.
I think it's brighter now. But I don't know if that's just a weather thing or not. Because I don't know if the Eorzeas have that going on too. If it's a little bit darker with the towers there. To get new armor because I'm not really a fan of what I'm wearing. All I got was new gloves. New fountains? I mean, I guess if they're like a big fountain. I mean, even benches have names sometimes, so I guess it really depends on if people care enough. Price disabled. That's interesting. I think we can put that down there. Like the treasure maps. Ooh, I think that's the... I mean, it's the first time I've encountered it in lore. Speed dancer, just for the Peloton. To the sprint. Yeah, we definitely need that Peloton. Aetherite over there. This seems like a jumping puzzle. Like there's somewhere there's a jumping puzzle here. Like a Kugane Tower level. This place did look like it had really tall buildings.
Are we the last to arrive? I hope we've not kept you waiting.
Not at all. Your comrade is feeling better, I trust.
Much better, thank you. Harness remedies are certainly potent, in more ways than one.
One becomes accustomed to the taste, although I hope you never have cause to do so. Pray, take your ease.
Full glad I am to see you all unharmed.
Valiant scions, for your heroism, you have my boundless gratitude.
Looks so much better with glammed gear.
You cast down that dire tower and set free its hapless captives. You cleanse their souls of its corrupting influence.
For the new expansion, I'm probably going to be switching armor sets a lot. There's no point
words of
in
thanks will suffice.
glamming stuff if I'm not like staying that way for a while.
Warding scales. Pray accept your due reward, along with the goodwill of Radzatan.
Alchemists throughout the land were put to work in the forging of your talismans. The finished ones have been collected, and now await you at the High Crucible of Alchemia. Present this letter when you are ready to take them into your possession.
We are humbled by your generosity. Know that the inventive wisdom of Radzat Khan will be vital in restoring serenity to our star.
Every single one of those scales came from you, didn't they? You must still be in such pain.
Damn. That's a lot.
'Tis of no moment. A mere annoyance compared to the dreadful suffering inflicted upon this land and its people.
Albeit brief, my involvement in the Dragonsong War afforded me a glimpse of the myriad sorrows which consumed both dragon and man. Though you were half a world away, such tragedies as befell your kin must have affected you deeply.
Yeah, I want to hear what he has to say about the Dragonsong War.
And yet, you chose to live among men.
In the age when that conflict first bloomed, my choice had already been made. In some distant place, man slew dragon, and dragon slaughtered man. Yet no hate could I muster for those smiling faces which did look to me for guidance. Not even my brother's righteous rage could rally me to his cause. I huddled here, secret and still, hoping against hope that which I had built would remain untouched by the chaos and carnage.
Twould seem we share the same desire for peace, great Vritra. To that end, I wonder if we might trouble you with another question. The Telophoroi are intent on recreating the final days, an apocalyptic event which we know to predate the sundering of the star. As the longest lived among us, know you aught of this terrible cataclysm?
You must...
Nay. When war and strife drove my sire from his home, he crossed the great expanse with only our unhatched eggs as
the
company.
Dragon Star.
He alighted upon a shattered source, its 13 reflections long since scattered beyond the rift.
If he went to a different dimension, or he went from
Of events preceding his arrival, he knoweth naught, save that which Hydralin hath deigned to disclose.
I see. So again, 'tis the inscrutable Hydralin to whom we must look for answers.
Seek you to divine the will of this star? If so, I have a tale which may afford you some small comfort. 'Tis a story from my youth, many, many years ago. To my sire, I once posed the question, of all the stars in the sky, why didst thou settle upon this one? To which Midgardsummer did reply, 'twas the last bastion of hope. He believed so long as Hydralin endured, so too might dragonkind. Solemn and portentous were his words. What deeper meaning they held, I could not, dared not pursue. 'Tis a stone I've left unturned ever since. Yet take you solace in the knowledge that whatsoever Hydralin does strive towards, 'tis an ideal which hath earned my sire's conviction.
Thank you, Vritra. You've given us warm reassurance in a world gripped by cold uncertainty.
While I'm sure we all have a great many questions, I think it's time we collect the talismans and be on our way. Our fight against the Telophoroi is far from finished.
We must take our leave, but please do inform us if we can provide any further assistance.
Prithee, a moment. There is one whom my sire hath judged worthy of honor and respect. The one known to men as Eorzea's champion. This hero of renown and rumor. 'Tis thee.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go and like switch my glamour up for things I think are cutscenes, if I remember that.
I knew it to be so. From man and dragon alike have I learned of thine exploits. 'Twas a revelation most pleasing that thou, a child of man, had gained Midgardsormr's trust. But alongside mine elation runneth a rivulet of dread. For upon thy life's reel wind too many threads of fate, power, wheel enmeshed with woe.
I mean, we got a lot going on.
Amidst this tangled knot, thou shalt know no rest. 'Tis an endless confluence of forces, a struggle without surcease. More terrible still is the attrition wrought upon thy companions, as they are swept up in the storm of thine existence. Take heart and protect them well. They will be your strength and your salvation. The hope thou wilt need come the end. Even cowering behind my curtain, I know the suffering of the powerful. I have watched my siblings driven mad by loss. Thus do I exhort thee to spare no effort to keep thy loved ones safe.
Apologies. We hadn't meant to interrupt.
It's gonna be bad.
It's just that we do have a history of suddenly collapsing, and when you didn't follow us out...
'Tis I who must apologize. I have detained your champion overlong with idle chatter. Go. At war's end, I pray I welcome thee back into my hall, where together with thy joyful comrades, you may toast your triumph.
setting up death flags. I really, really, really hope that they're unfounded. See if, like, there has to be a store I can buy a better shirt, because I do not like what I'm wearing with my monk outfit. Like, not that it's not cool, I just don't think it's fitting. Not so unfortunate. Might be like Rowena. Maybe? What is this? Oh, hunt vendor. Go there, I have to walk back. Means that something is going to happen here, considering I can't just eat the right back. Like, there's probably going to be... Like, that's probably where Estinian's going to team up with Vitra. We did the same thing with Yulmore in Shadowbringers.
These are the talismans we were promised.
Yes, and I made a quick count. There are far more than we could have hoped for.
Yeah, he had his whole, like, side taken out.
Enough to outfit an entire company of soldiers, in fact. Considering the involved process, that they were able to manufacture so many in such a short span of time is nothing short of a miracle.
Once we have distributed them to our allies in Eorzea and the Far East, we'll have a fighting chance to bring down the other spires, just as we did with the Tower of Zot.
Or we could use them to invade Garlemald proper, and strike directly at the Telophoroid's base of operations.
That's a plan.
Of course, we would need to consult with various Alliance leaders before such a drastic measure could even be contemplated. To which end, I could set out forthwith and present the idea to each of our allies in person.
Pray allow me to undertake some few of those journeys. I find myself restless and in need of purposeful duties.
Much time to shine this expansionary Angie.
I can head eastward. Bosnia and Dalmasca are just a short hop from here. And Doma's shinobi network should come in handy for passing on the word.
We shall share the burden then. Meanwhile, I think it best that you and the others take the talismans back to the Baldessian Annex. We must keep them safe and secure until we've decided upon a course of action.
Please, I must speak with you.
Nidana, you're awake.
Yes. When I spoke with the carer at my bedside, she told me that one of the scions, a young woman, had cleansed me of the tower's corruption. It seems I'd been asleep ever since the treatment. But when I awoke and learned you were all still here, I knew I had to come.
As you said, Nidana was captured only recently. Such a brief exposure is swiftly cured, so I tended to her before we gathered at Megaduta.
And I am truly grateful that you did. I cannot thank you enough. All of you, for everything you've done. Destroying the tower, rescuing our people. You've saved Thavnair from an awful fate.
Yet who hath truly saved whom? Due in no small part to thine inspirational courage, the alchemists were successful in reproducing warding scales of proven efficacy. Replications of thy work now stand ready to travel across the seas, unto the hands of those who might wield them against this rising evil.
The talisman? Is this true? Oh, I was so groggy from sleep. I didn't even think to ask. Oh, our great work sent across the seas. It was worth it. Oh, it was all worth it.
Might be the most important invention in a while. Oh, fuck.
Look at that. Its color is
gonna
completely
run
changed.
this.
What do you have there? How unusual. I wonder if the effect is a reaction to Akasha.
I'm afraid I'm not familiar with that term.
Akasha? It is one of the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemical theory. Though a gross oversimplification, some describe it as an essence influenced by feelings.
You imply that it is distinct from ether?
As foreign scholars often conflate the two, but we see them as separate concepts.
I can't see how anyone
Ether is an
would not
energy which
say that
permeates
this is
the
just
land.
the most
It exists within animals, objects, even the air
like
we
Kingdom
breathe,
Hearts thing in a
affecting
good way.
all
'cause I
through
love
which it
Kingdom Hearts.
flows.
But this is like
Akasha, on the other hand, exists in a domain beyond our reach. A gift
feeling
bestowed
power-
from on high, or torn
who are
from
you
the
kidding
heavens
if
in
you're a
some
Final
traditions.
Fantasy 14 person and still
Akasha can neither be created nor destroyed. It
We're
is
talking
beyond our power to purposefully
Murray's
alter
Ben
or
Ryder
manipulate.
or, like feeling power is a dumb concept.
The only thing observed to influence it is an abundance of, I want to say, spiritual emotion. As a veteran of the battlefield, surely you've experienced moments of desperation or exaltation when you've transcended the usual limits of your capabilities. That is a manifestation of Akasha, the invisible essence harnessed by heart, mind, and unyielding spirit.
I really must hear more about this theory. Our disciplines are based entirely upon the idea that ether is the fundamental form of all energy.
I'm glad my haphazard explanation has piqued your interest. But even for us, Akasha is a somewhat abstract field of study. A lack of practical application lends itself poorly to formalized research. Which is why my analysis of your flower can amount to little more than idle speculation. I am sorry.
Nonsense! You have nothing to be sorry for. Your insight is much appreciated.
Shall we depart for Sharlayan then? I will see to it that the talismans arrive at the Annex.
Giving them the talismans.
And we will be in touch once our talks are concluded. I suggest you rest while you can. From here onward, sleep is bound to be in short supply.
Doma. Like, they have good armies to send. Actually, are they, yeah. Sharlayan doesn't even have a tower to worry about. To Alamigo. Shit. Going to bed. I'm gonna talk to Albert. I mean, he's gone, but every time we go to a hotel, it's Ardbert time, or someone.
Take heart and protect them well.
Someone time.
Good, you're here. You haven't eaten yet, have you? We've bought quite a spread if you're interested. Only the finest dining from the last stand.
Lest you wonder, we invited Estinian as well. But he refused with a rather grim-faced, "No, thank you." I suspect Sharlayan cuisine is not to his liking.
Oh, I don't know about that. Perhaps our lone wolf just needed some time apart.
What? To perfect his brooding stare? Next time, I'll drag him out by the ear, sit him down in front of a Sharlayan feast, and see that he eats every last bite.
An excellent idea. Of all people, warriors must take proper meals and rest if they are to maintain a healthy constitution.
Poor Estinian, beset on all sides.
Speaking of one's physical condition, Mistress Quile, I hear you recently played literal host to Heidelin herself.
And what an experience that was. Tiring, yes, but no lasting harm done. If anything, I should have liked to speak with her longer. I've not felt a hint of her presence since.
Heidelin instructed you to carry that flower, yes?
Maybe she has something to do with feeling
'Twill
power.
be your guide, test and proof of your conviction. And then something about seeking joy in darkness, was it? Come to think of it, isn't that what happened with Nidana back in Radzat-Han?
The flower did seem to radiate a joyful glow, as if reflecting the elation we all felt, the relief of a people with renewed hope.
Indeed, and in turn, I felt buoyed by that radiance. 'Twas akin to spotting a beacon and knowing we were on the right path. I know we've not yet triumphed over the Telophoroi, or learned the full breadth of the Forum's plans. But even within the midst of our struggles, we find small moments of joy to sustain us. Rare and hard-won, perhaps, but it is this pursuit of happiness that gives us the strength to carry on day after day. Hey, that's mine.
To the swift the spoils. Though I recall that levitation spell of yours was quick enough.
Only barely.
Shocked they had that animation.
And even at my
there.
best, I'm still too slow to wield it effectively.
There's even a lot of
in
fun stuff with animations that I'm surprised
Mayhap
at.
I simply require more practice with this new magic.
You unearthed it from the depths of Numenon, I presume?
Aye, and from a veritable mountain of arcane tomes at that. 'Twas necessary to facilitate my solitary explorations.
Or, to put it simply, you used it to sneak around the Forbidden Archives.
Yes, well, after a fashion.
Yeah, you got caught even though you know how to turn invisible. What an L.
They're tall, you see. The shelves, they're too tall for me. And I could hardly move the library's platforms without attracting attention now, could I?
Oh!
I'm not that ambitious. But 'tis pleasant to idle away the hours every once in a while.
We haven't seen him this whole expansion yet.
Ah! Enjoying the bracing cold, I see. Do you not own a warm coat or a cloak? Something in fur? Or fashioned from the skins of your enemies? Or... well, never mind that. I come to you once more as the bearer of bad news. Our tower in Thavnir has been toppled, and I need not tell you by whom. Given how many we have at our disposal, the loss of a single spire is hardly fatal to our plans.
It seems really hoarse.
It does, however, slow the rate at which we siphon the ether.
Maybe he recorded this after, like...
If they continue to preoccupy themselves with the towers, then all will be well. But should our foe prove bold enough to strike at us here, then the timing becomes... questionable.
Yeah, I figured we're not gonna do every tower to do the lunar primals.
Our foe is bold enough. Of that, I can assure you.
Yes, very well then. I suppose I must prepare a proper welcome. Honestly, talk of your nemesis is the only thing you seem to enjoy. Does nothing else spark your interest?
No. All else is... equal. Equally tedious. Equally disappointing. The world is a tepid bog into which we sink, too weak to thrash as the mud clings to our eyes and fills our throats till we blissfully choke. But then came the light, blinding and pure and hot, so very hot, enough to set my soul aflame. I basked in the afterglow until the void yawned once more, and then I knew the muck would never claim me again. There was naught for me ahead, so I drew the curtain on all that had come before. Burn, burn, let the whole star burn. I will have my contest. I will reclaim my moment.
How wonderful that the emptiness of death has not dissuaded you from committing your life to its pursuit once more. I don't know whether to envy you or pity you.
You question my disinterest, but what of yours? Despite your noisome antics, I sense you take little pleasure in this endeavor.
Mercy, my lord. Such pointed barbs from one who barely acknowledges my existence. Nevertheless, you are mistaken.
Yeah,
for I do find this part somewhat
deal.
enjoyable. You see, when I was mortal, I would always have the same dream. It was a fragmented thing, disjointed, all the faces incomplete. The setting, too, was unknown to me, so I thought it simply a fantasy of my sleeping mind.
He knows
Until one day, I realized it was showing me the truth. Much as your dream of the final days enlightened you.
Oh, I wonder if the Zodiac can reach people.
And soon, very soon,
their version of
the rest
Echo.
of the world will see the truth of my dream, too. Yes. I think that is something we can both enjoy.
Oh, it's right outside. Okay. Didn't even call it there. Yeah, we've been going for a while. Thank you to everyone who came out.